A soft whisper opening she, just let go. Feel your body sinking deeper into your mattress. Notice the gentle pressure of your pillow, the warmth of your blankets, somewhere beyond your window. Perhaps you hear the whisper of wind through leaves, or the distant crackle of a fireplace, or maybe just the quiet rhythm of your own breathing. Whatever you hear, let it carry you deeper into relaxation. Transition to storytelling voice. Our story begins. In that magical space between daylight and dreams, where shadows grow long and the world softens at the edges. High above a sleeping village, where chimney smoke curls into the violet sky, stands an ancient castle, its stone walls worn smooth by centuries of wind and rain. And in its tallest tower, where swallows nest in the cracks between weathered bricks, there is a clock, a most peculiar clock. Pause for effect. This clock has no hands, no golden arrows to point the hour, no numbers marking its face, just a perfect circle of aged brass, glowing softly in the twilight. And yet, every evening as the sun kisses the horizon, bell sound, effect with voice, boom. The clock chimes. A single, resonant note that rolls across the village through orchards heavy with ripe fruit, over fields where fireflies begin their evening dance. The sound lingers in the cobblestone streets, where villagers pause and smile as if remembering something precious. Historical backstory. Long ago, before the ticking of mechanical clocks, people here measured time differently. They marked the hours by the slow burning of candles in quiet chapels, the turning of prayer beads in wrinkled hands, the way afternoon light painted golden squares on stone floors. Farmers knew midday when their shadows disappeared beneath them. Children ran home when the church bell rang for vespers and the castle's astrologer tracked. Celestial movements whispering of planetary alignments. Clockmaker introduction, then came the clockmaker, a quiet man with storm-gray eyes and fingers that understood the language of gears. For months, the sound of hammer on bronze filled the tower as he built something extraordinary, not just a timekeeper, but a living song. First chiming when completed, the clock's first chime startled birds from trees miles away, made teacups tremble on kitchen shelves, vibrated in villagers' chests like a second heartbeat. Pause for relaxation. Can you imagine it, dear listener? That deep, resonant tone vibrating through ancient stones, through centuries of memories, storm night revelation. Then came the night of the great storm, when lightning danced around the tower like blue fire, and when dawn broke, the clock's hands were gone, not broken, not stolen, simply absent. Clockmaker's wisdom, the Lord raged, but the clockmaker only smiled, running his fingers over the blank face. He whispered, time was never in the hands, but in the space between heartbeats, between one chime and the next present day now. Generations later, the clock still chimes at sunset, its voice unchanged by the passing years. Some say it marks the moment when day surrenders to night, the hour when memories float closest to the surface, the time when the veil between worlds grows thin. Guided imagery. Picture yourself there now, standing in the tower, your fingertips brushing cool stone, the air smells of aged wood, beeswax candles, dried lavender from the fields below. Outside, the last sunlight gilds the clouds. As the clock prepares to sing, transition to sleep. Let that sound carry you deeper, into comfort, into rest. As the village below settles into evening, the clock has chimed, your eyes grow heavy, and somewhere between one breath and the next, you drift. Whispered transition. Let's return to that quiet tower, where time moves differently, where the air itself seems to hold its breath waiting for the next chime. Detailed sensory imagery. As you stand in the bell tower now, notice the smooth oak beneath your fingertips, worn silken by generations of caretakers. The stone walls radiate a coolness like the underside of a pillow on a warm night. Somewhere above, doves coo in the rafters, their wings rustling like turning parchment, while below the faint aroma of baking bread drifts up, mingling with the scent of rain-dampened ivy. The clock's mechanism. If you lean close to the clock's face, you might hear the faintest whisper of gears turning somewhere within, not the loud ticking of modern clocks, but a soft, rhythmic shushing. Like waves gently lapping a distant shore, the sound matches your breathing in. An out in perfect harmony village at sunset. From this height, the village looks like a collection of dollhouses. Smoke curls from chimneys' windows glow golden, and the river mirrors the pink and orange sky. An old woman feeds pigeons in the square, their wings flashing white as they take flight somewhere. A mother sings a lullaby, her voice blending with the evening breeze, the clock's secret. What few remember is that the clockmaker built a special mechanism, a series of silver bells, each tuned to a different emotion. One rings with the joy of a child's laughter. Another vibrates with the peace of first snowfall. The deepest bell, the one we hear at sunset, contains the sound of contentment of a day well lived. Interactive element. Can you feel it now? That warmth spreading through your chest, as if the clock's chime resonates within you. It's the same feeling you get when slipping into a freshly made bed, or tasting the first sip of morning tea, deepening relaxation. With each breath, the tower grows softer around you, the edges blurring like a watercolor painting left in the rain. The sounds of the village below become distant, muffled, as if heard through layers of thick velvet. Historical flashback. Long ago, on nights when the clock sensed unrest, it would chime unexpectedly, a single pure note that made quarreling lovers pause, that soothed crying babies, that guided lost travelers. Home, the villagers called it the sigh of the castle, and left offerings of honey and lavender at the tower's base. Present moment. Now, as twilight deepens, the clock prepares to perform its oldest magic, extended chiming sequence. Buung, 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 buung. Sleep induction. With each chime, your muscles grow heavier, your thoughts slow, like autumn leaves drifting to the ground. The clock knows you don't need to count minutes now, only breathe and let go. Whispered nightfall transition. As the last chime fades, watch how the village transforms, street by street, window by window. Candles flicker to life like earthbound stars. Their golden light dances across cobblestones, painting liquid patterns that shift with the breeze. Detailed night sounds. Listen closely now to the symphony of evening. The creak of old signs swaying gently. The contented sigh of a baker closing his shutters. The distant murmur of the river carrying whispered secrets to the sea. Clock tower at night. High in the tower, moonlight spills through the arched windows, creating silver puddles on the worn wooden floor. The clock face glows faintly, absorbing starlight all night, only to release it at tomorrow's sunset. The caretaker's routine. An elderly caretaker moves through the shadows. His footsteps make no sound as he performs his nightly ritual, winding the hidden gears with a silver key. Dusting the bell with a raven's feather, whispering to the clock like an old friend. Another day well measured, he murmurs, running his hand along the smooth brass rim where generations of touches have left their mark, the dream mechanism. Few know about the clock's most marvelous feature. Behind the main dial, hidden by centuries of dust, lies a second set of delicate gears. These don't track hours or minutes, but dreams. When villagers sleep, tiny silver hammers strike crystal strings, creating harmonies only the subconscious can hear. Tonight's melody, a lullaby from the old country, the rhythm of a mother's heartbeat, the cadence of waves on a distant shore. Interactive sleep induction. Can you feel it, dear listener? That subtle vibration in the air, like the moment before a candle flickers. It's the clock weaving. It's nighttime magic. Let each imagined chime carry you deeper. Breathe in, breathe out in. Out, village dreams, throughout the sleeping village. The clock's influence unfolds. The blacksmith dreams of forging constellations. Children float through candy cloud skies. Even the castle's old tomcat twitches, his whiskers chasing dream mice through moonlit corridors. The clock's true purpose. The first clockmaker left instructions hidden inside the mechanism. It's not to count hours, but to remind us that some moments are beyond measurement. Midnight passes. The gears slow. They're turning the crystal strings, still leaving only the quiet in your steady breathing. Whispered dawn transition. As night's velvet curtain grows, thin a hush falls over the sleeping village. The clock's dream gears slow, their crystalline notes fading like morning mist over the river. First light ritual. Watch now, as the oldest village woman, her spine curved like a question mark, hobbles to the tower's base. She places wrinkled palms against the stones, feeling for the clock's heartbeat. Time to wake, old friend, she whispers. Words rise through the tower, coaxing the first golden ray of sunlight to slip through the eastern window. The clock's morning secrets. Sunlight touches the brass face, revealing what night had hidden. Nearly invisible markings, phases of the moon, a faint inner circle, the seasons dance at the very center, tiny silver star, that only appears at equinox dawns. Mechanism awakens, deep within. Hidden gears begin their daily dance. The mainspring stretches like a waking cat, tiny counterweights shuffle into position. A polished escapement ticks, though no hands move to mark its passing. Village comes alive below, the world stirs. A milkmaid's pails clank like discordant bells. The miller's wheel creaks into motion. Bread oven doors sigh open, releasing clouds of yeasty warmth, yet the clock waits, patient as the oldest stone, knowing its moment will come. Caretaker's secret. The old man reaches into his apron, withdrawing a worn velvet pouch. Inside 12 polished stones, each representing a month's essence. January's frost crystal, June's rose quartz, September's amber leaf. He places today's stone, a smooth piece of lapis lazuli, into a hidden compartment where it begins to glow faintly. Interactive morning. Breathe in. Smell the dawn with me. Wood smoke and dew-damped grass. Fresh bread and awakening earth. The metallic temps of yesterday's rain. Still clinging to the cobbles, breathe out, releasing all that no longer serves you. The clock's wisdom. If you press your ear to the wood, you might hear the clock whisper, rush if you must, but I shall keep measuring what truly matters. Sunrise, chime preparation. As the sun's rim appears, special mechanism engages. A single hammer lifts, quivering with anticipation, ready to transform light into sound, into meaning. Whispered noon transition. As morning stretches toward midday, a hush falls over the village square. The clock's hidden sundial mechanism now casts a single razor-thin shadow directly down the center of the tower, the children's discovery. 3 curious children, faces smudged with berry juice, press their ears to the warm stones. Listen, the smallest gasps. It's deep within the tower. A new sound emerges. Not the deep sunset chime, not the dreamtime melodies, but a delicate tinkling, like icicles singing in sunlight. The noon revelation. At the exact moment the shadow vanishes, 12 tiny silver hammers strike, playing a forgotten lullaby. The same melody the clockmaker's wife once sang to their stillborn child. Now it comforts the entire village, though none remember why. Interactive sensory journey. Close your eyes now. Imagine standing in that square. Sun-warmed stones beneath bare feet, the tang of fresh-picked apples, someone's laundry snapping in the breeze, and that ethereal music wrapping around you like a silk ribbon. Storm warning mechanism. A sudden hush falls as the clock's interior gears shift tiny bronze birds inside the mechanism. Rotate to form a storm pattern. The caretaker nods solemnly, moving to the west-facing window where the first dark clouds are just beginning to gather. The widow's vigil in a cottage with blue shutters. An old woman sets down her knitting. Her bones ache differently today, she knows, without knowing how she knows that tonight's chime will sound exactly 1 octave lower, the way it did on the evening her husband died. Interactive storm preparation. Can you feel it too? That electric anticipation as the village prepares. Shutters being fastened, herbs brought inside the miller's last grindstone. Breathe in the ozone sharpness. Breathe out all tension. Moon face. Secrets revealed as clouds obscure the sun. A clock face undergoes. Magical transformation. 13 mother view pearl inlays begin to glow with captured moonlight, forming a lunar calendar, older than the castle itself. The caretaker traces them reverently. Ah, the hunter's moon approaches. The children's shelter, the 3 berry-stained children, now huddle near the tower's base. Their discovery today, a small hollow stone that hums when held, containing a miniature hourglass, a thimble-sized bell, a scrap of parchment reading. Time isn't lost, just waiting. Advanced sleep induction. As rain begins to patter, let the rhythm soothe you. Each drop, each breath, counting backward now from 13. With each number, sinking you deeper into warm darkness. The clock's storm song. The first thunderclap sounds, and the clock responds. not with its usual chime, but with a vibration that makes raindrops dance sideways, a secret lullaby only heard during tempests, containing forgotten words about shipwrecks, safe harbors, the caretaker's revelation. As lightning flashes, the old man opens the clock's most hidden compartment, revealing a single item, a perfect glass teardrop that holds, not liquid, starlight, collected centuries ago during another such storm. The midnight alignment. As the storm reaches its peak, something miraculous occurs. Lightning strikes the weather vane, sending a blue-white current down through hidden wires. To awaken the clock's true purpose, the face begins to rotate, revealing a second layer beneath, engraved with constellations that glow like captured starlight. The Big Dipper points directly to the hidden chamber, where the glass teardrop now pulses. In time with the thunder, animal reactions. Throughout the village, creatures respond instinctively. The castle's aging mastiff howls a perfect B-flat matching the clock's storm tone. Every songbird turns its head northeast, as if hearing distant instructions. Even the river's fish swim in concentric circles, their scales flashing silver, like tiny clock gears. The oldest memory. The caretaker's hands tremble as he opens the book of days to the very first page. The ink swims before his eyes, revealing words not seen since the clockmaker's time. When storm and starlight marry, the heart may keep what hands cannot hold outside. The rain forms perfect spheres, hovering momentarily before the clock's vibrations send them dancing upward. Deep trance storm narrative. Let the rhythm carry you now. Deeper than the castle foundations, each thunderclap, each lightning flash, your breath, counting between strikes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. The hidden chime sequence. Now comes the secret melody, played only when all sleep, progression of 7 chords that rearrange the raindrops into fleeting visions. A woman's face in the downpour, a ship sailing the castle rooftops, an hourglass filling with lightning, the caretaker's choice. With shaking hands, the old man removes the glass starlight teardrop, holding it to the storm where it begins to sing a note so pure it makes the thunder pause. The clock responds with its deepest chime yet, one that vibrates through time itself. Let us return to that quiet tower, where the air hums with ancient magic, where time moves differently. As the last echoes of the storm fade, the clock's inner mechanisms begin their most sacred transformation. The glass teardrop of starlight now pulses gently in its hidden chamber, casting liquid silver patterns that dance across the tower walls. The clock's awakening. Deep within the aged wood, 13 hidden bells stir to life, each corresponding to a different moon phase, their tones so pure they make the very air shimmer, like heat waves over summer fields. The caretaker watches in reverence as the clock face begins its slow, celestial rotation, revealing markings not seen since the clockmaker's time. The village's response below in the village. Sleeping residents sigh in unison, their dreams intertwining as the clock's harmony reaches them. The baker's hands relax their grip on tomorrow's worries. Children smile at visions of flying through clockwork stars. Even the castle's old tomcat stretches, his purr vibrating in perfect thirds. Interactive moon phase journey. Breathe in, breathe out. With each breath, you become more attuned to the clock's nocturnal song. Now imagine you can see through the tower walls to where the moonlight reveals secret inscriptions. I measured my life in heartbeats, not hours. It's a caretaker's night ritual. The old man moves slowly, lighting 13 beeswax candles, each representing a month past, a lesson learned, a memory cherished as he places the final candle. The clock's dream gears engage, sending crystalline notes. Drifting through the sleeping valley, the lullaby mechanism, hidden beneath the main dial, a miniature carousel turns. Its tiny silver horse is carrying the dreams of villagers past and present. Their hooves strike delicate strings, creating a melody that soothes fevered brows, eases aching bones, softens hardened hearts, guided sleep induction. Let the music carry you now. Deeper, deeper. Each note, each pause, counting down from 7. With each number, a velvet curtain closing on the day's cares, the clock's promise. As true midnight approaches, the mechanism whispers, "Rest now, it's for time itself. We'll keep watch." Whispered dawn transition. As the first pale fingers of sunlight creep across the tower floor, something miraculous occurs. The clock's moon-phase dial begins absorbing the morning light, storing it in liquid golden pools, within hollow crystal tubes that will power today's single, perfect chime. The children's morning discovery. 3 small figures creep through the dewy grass, drawn by the tower's mysterious humming. The eldest presses her palm against sun-warmed stone. "Listen," she whispers. The clock is singing. Different song by daylight, bright and hopeful. It's like spring after winter. The hidden water clock below the main mechanism, forgotten by all but the caretaker, lies the clock's original timekeeper. A delicate water clock, silver basin filled from a natural spring in the castle foundations. Each droplet falls with perfect precision. One for every childhood laugh heard in the village. One for every tear wiped away. One for every secret wish whispered to the stars. Interactive morning journey. Breathe in. Breathe out as the village awakens. Let each sound anchor you deeper. The blacksmith's hammer, the baker's rolling pin, the mill wheel turning. The caretaker's secret. The old man opens. Hidden panel near the base, revealing tiny carvings. Left by generations of caretakers, a miniature book with moving pages, flowering vine that grows in real time, a sundial that casts moonlight. He adds his own mark today, a tiny silver feather that sways in non-existent breezes. Advanced relaxation sequence as the morning matures. Let the clock's rhythm become your own. Heartbeat, breath, muscles softening, mind quieting. It's the noon anticipation the mechanism prepares. It's for its daily masterpiece. The sun will soon align with the tower's secret aperture, triggering a shower of rainbow prisms, and a chord so sweet makes grown men weep. Hush now, the moment approaches. That magical daily instant, when sun and stone align. Watch how the light slants through the tower's star-shaped window, casting prismatic patterns that dance across the worn floorboards like scattered jewels. The prism phenomenon. As the sun reaches its zenith, 7 crystal pendulums, hidden for centuries, swing into perfect formation. Each catches the sunlight, transforming it into ruby reds that warm cold memories, sapphire blues that calm restless minds, emerald greens that whisper of ancient forests. The colors play across the children's upturned faces, painting them with wonder. The village pauses throughout the valley. Life briefly stills. The miller wipes flour from his brow. The weaver's shuttle hangs midair. Even the river seems to flow slower as the clock gathers its breath. Then, the noon chord. A vibration begins, deep in the castle foundations, rising through stone and soil, until, boo, dingling, a 3-fold chime unlike any other, the deep bronze of eternity. The silver chime of this present moment, the glassy whisper of what's yet to come. The sound lingers, hanging in the air. Like honey from a spoon? Interactive sensory experience. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the vibrations travel down your spine, warming each vertebra like stepping stones into deeper relaxation. Clockmaker's final secret. As the light show fades, the eldest child notices a nearly invisible seam. Her small fingers trace the outline of a door, no bigger than a prayer book. Inside, a miniature theater where shadow figures reenact the clockmaker's first inspiration, his midnight struggles. It's the final joyful completion, all moving to the rhythm of the caretaker's heartbeat. Deep trance, induction. Now imagine you're floating in the sun-warmed tower air, your body weightless, your mind quiet. As the last prism colors fade, so too do your thoughts, drifting, drifting. The afternoon transition, the mechanism shifts, beginning its slow, steady countdown to twilight. Each gear's movement, as precise as a monk's meditation, as natural as breathing. As the sun begins its slow descent, a hush falls over the clock tower. The mechanism's inner workings shift into their evening rhythm, like a great beast settling for sleep. Sunset preparation sequence. Watch now, as the prism pendulums retract with soft clicks. The moon phase dial begins its luminous glow. 13 tiny silver shutters open, revealing candle lenses that will magnify. It's the last golden light of day. The caretaker moves slowly, lighting each lens candle, his hands steady as the tides. Each flame catches, reflecting in the polished brass, until the entire chamber glows like a captured sunset. The animals ritual outside, the creatures respond. Every bird in the valley turns westward. The castle's cats sit at attention on the walls. Even the bees pause their buzzing as the air grows thick with anticipation. Interactive evening wind down. Breathe in, breathe out. With each exhale, imagine yourself floating upward to the tower's highest window, where the view stretches across patchwork fields to where the sun meets earth. The hidden lullaby mechanism. Now comes the clock's most tender secret. As twilight deepens, a set of crystal rods emerge, vibrating with the day's memories. The baker's morning song, children's laughter in the square, the sigh of lovers meeting at dusk. These sounds blend into a unique lullaby. It's different every evening, but always perfect. Advanced sleep synchronization. Let the melody sync with your breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The first star's influence. As the evening's first stars appear, their light activates. Tiny celestial mirrors that adjust the lullaby's pitch to match your exact resting heart rate. The caretaker's evening prayer. The old man kneels, placing offerings before the clock. A sprig of midnight blooming jasmine, a drop of honey from the castle hives. A single gray hair from his own head. Another day measured in moments, he whispers, as the first true chime prepares. The moment has come, at sacred threshold, when daylight and darkness blend into blue. Watch now, as the clock's great bell sways almost imperceptibly, its bronze surface drinking in the last amber light. The twilight transformation. As shadows lengthen, the entire mechanism undergoes its daily metamorphosis. Day gears disengage with velvet sighs. Night cogs mesh together like puzzle pieces. The star compass awakens, its diamond-tipped needle quivering, pointing always to Polaris. The dream weaving begins, deep within the clock's heart. 7 silk threads begin to spin, each representing today's joys, yesterday's memories, tomorrow's hopes, childhood dreams. Elder wisdom lost, love's second chances, they intertwine, forming a tapestry only the sleeping will see. It's interactive starlight sync. Breathe in, breathe out. With each cycle, your body sinks. With the clock's rhythm, heartbeat, breath, blinking eyelids, all moving to the same ancient tempo. The children's nighttime discovery. The 3 young explorers, now hidden beneath a quilt, in the tower's reading nook. Watch wide-eyed as the clock face becomes a star map. Constellations form, then dissolve, telling stories only children fully understand. Neural synchronization. Now notice how the clock's vibrations match your brainwaves. Alpha, theta, delta. Each chime a neural nudge toward deeper rest. The caretaker's final check. The old man completes his nightly ritual, polishing the dreamweaver spindle, oiling the starlight receptors, whispering tomorrow's hopes into the resonance chamber. His work done. He leaves 1 candle burning, its flame precisely calculated to last until dawn. The final chime sequence. Boom, 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 boom. As the village sleeps, the clock enters its most mysterious phase, the witching hour. when magic flows, like a liquid starlight, through the tower's ancient stones, the astral alignment. At precisely midnight, something extraordinary happens. The clock's star compass locks into position, forming a celestial bridge between the sleeping villagers below, the constellations above, and all the timeless moments that exist between heartbeats. The dream transmission. Watch now as the clock's silk threads begin to pulse. With captured dreams, the baker dreams of cinnamon stars. The blacksmith forges comet tails, even the castle's mice dance quadrilles in perfect formation. These visions travel along moonbeams to neighboring villages where other clocks whisper them into other dreams. Interactive celestial connection. Breathe in, breathe out, catching yourself. Floating at the center of this cosmic web where time means nothing and peace means everything. The weather prediction function. Deep in the mechanism, a miniature barometer, filled with liquid moonlight, begins its nightly calculation. If the droplets form teardrops, rain tomorrow. If they crystallize, frost coming. If they dance, winds will sing tonight. The droplets hover, perfectly still, foretelling a day of hushed tranquility. Ultra-deep sleep sync. Now the clock adjusts its vibrations. Brain waves, delta waves, gamma waves, all harmonizing. Your very soul. The caretaker's midnight vigil, though the village sleeps. The old man remains, watching as the clock performs its most sacred duty, measuring not hours, but the space between, where all magic lives. He smiles as the mechanism's heartbeat syncs with the Earth's own rhythm, proving once again that everything is connected. The final descent. Let the clock's lullaby, where dreams aren't made but remembered. The darkest hour gives way to first light as the clock prepares its daily rebirth. Watch closely now as the mechanism performs its silent alchemy. It's transforming starlight into morning dew, moonbeams into bird songs, night's mysteries into day's possibilities. The light storage system, hidden compartments, release their captured sunlight. From yesterday, the prism lenses focus it into a single golden thread that weaves through the gears, bringing the entire mechanism gently to life. Interactive dawn awakening. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel how your body naturally sinks. With this daily renewal, cells awakening, muscles stretching, mind clearing, like mist burning off a lake. The children's discovery. The three young explorers rub sleep from their eyes as they notice something new overnight. Tiny silver flowers have bloomed along the clock's base, each petal engraved with a significant date, a villager's name, a fragment of melody the smallest child reaches, and the flowers chime, playing a forgotten lullaby. From the clockmaker's era, cellular level relaxation. Now imagine the clock's vibrations reaching deep into your body, synchronizing your heartbeat, aligning your breath, calming every neuron like tree roots, drinking from an underground stream. Your cells absorb this ancient rhythm of rest and renewal. The caretaker's morning ritual, the old man performs his secret dawn ceremony, brushing the gears with a peacock feather, anointing the bearings with lavender oil, speaking blessings into the resonance chamber, placing yesterday's memories into the archival mechanism, where they'll be preserved in perfect harmonic suspension. First light chime as sunlight fully enters the tower's eastern window. The clock delivers its morning gift, not a loud chime, but a soft, golden tom that lingers just at the edge of hearing, like a half-remembered dream. As summer's golden cloak begins its slow fade to autumn's russet mantle, the clock prepares its most majestic transformation. The seasonal mechanism, deep within the tower, an ancient oak gear, carved with woodland creatures, engages with a new constellation of bronze components, acorn-shaped counterweights, maple leaf pendulum, a spiral of migrating birds that shifts the entire mechanism into its fall configuration. Interactive autumn alignment. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice how your body already knows. This seasonal shift, your pulse slowing, your breath deepening, like the clock you are part of. Nature's grand rhythm, a harvest prediction. Now observe. The clock's agricultural wisdom. A hidden compartment opens, revealing wheat stalks that chime when harvest is ripe, apple blossoms that glow before first frost, a miniature vineyard where grapes swell in perfect time with their real counterparts. The caretaker studies these signs, whispering guidance to farmers. Through their dreams, chamber of lost moments behind the moon phase dial, lies the most tender mechanism, here preserved. Unsaid words that hover like hummingbirds, almost kisses suspended in glass teardrops, forgotten memories floating in liquid starlight. Not sometimes. When the conditions are just right, the clock releases one back into the world. As a familiar scent on the breeze, a haunting melody half remembered, a dream that feels more like recollection, quantum relaxation. Now imagine, the clock's gears are spinning at the subatomic level, aligning your very particles. With the Earth's rotation, the moon's pull, your deepest need for rest. Each chime resonates through quantum fields that connect all things. The caretaker's seasonal duty the old man performs, his sacred autumn ritual, anointing the mechanism with pumpkin oil, replacing summer's flowers with wheat sheaves, adjusting the dreamweaver's threads. For longer nights ahead, his hands, though wrinkled with age, move with the precision of one who understands time's true nature. The equinox chime, as day and night achieve perfect balance, the clock produces a chime unlike any other. It lasts precisely as long as the moment of equilibrium, then fades, leaving only a sense of perfect harmony. Frost paints delicate crystal feathers across the tower windows as the great clock begins its winter trance. The hibernation mechanism observed now, how the entire system shifts into its cold weather configuration, gears slow to a glacial pace. The pendulum's swing widens imperceptibly. A network of silver filaments spreads like winter branches, capturing and storing every precious photon of weak winter sunlight. Interactive cold weather transition. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel how your body naturally responds to winter's call. Metabolism slowing, breathing deepening, awareness turning inward. Just like the clock's focus, it's the light preservation system. Marvel at the clock's ingenious solution to winter's darkness. Hundreds of tiny prisms, arranged like honeycomb, capture and refract sunlight into liquid gold that flows through glass veins in the walls, crystal reservoirs under the floor, a network of luminous strands that keep the entire tower gently glowing through the longest nights. Frost crystal formation. On the coldest mornings, special subsystem awakens. Ice patterns form on silver plates. Each unique crystal structure triggers different chimes the music creates. Fractal lullabies that drift through the village, guiding all toward winter's restorative rest, hibernation, level relaxation. Now allow the clock's winter rhythm to sync with your biology. Heart rate slowing like a bear's breath, becoming shallow, and even muscles entering profound stillness. As your body instinctively knows, this is time for deep restoration. The caretaker's winter vigil. The old man now wraps the mechanism in lamb's wool, lights the perpetual candle, begins the season-long recitation of the clockmaker's original instructions, passed down through generations. In a language only clocks understand, the solstice miracle. On the year's darkest day, when all seems still, the clock performs its magic. From stored summer light, it creates one perfect golden chime that rolls across the snow, telling all who hear it that light will return. The longest night holds its breath, as the clock's internal mechanisms begin their sacred New Year's ritual, the hidden countdown. Beneath the main dial, a secondary system awakens. 12 miniature bells polish themselves, a scroll of the year's moments unwinds. The celestial calendar aligns, marking the cosmic transition. Each hour until midnight, a different past month is honored with a unique scent, a temperature fluctuation, a vibration matching its essence. Winter dream weaving. Notice how the clock's dream filaments thicken for winter, carrying warmer visions to frozen toes, brighter colors to gray days. The promise of spring. 2. Sleeping gardens. The village sleeps deeper, dreams richer, while the great clock stands eternal vigil. Interactive solstice sync. Breathe in, breathe out with each cycle. Feel yourself aligning with the earth's quiet wisdom, muscles softening like settling snow, thoughts slowing like frozen sap, heartbeats syncing with hibernating creatures. The Iceland system marvel at nature's collaboration as morning frost forms. Perfect crystalline lenses on the tower windows that magnify weak winter light, project celestial patterns indoors. Create miniature rainbows that dance across sleeping faces. Molecular rest induction. Now imagine clock's vibrations. Reaching your cellular level. DNA strands uncoiling gently. Mitochondria slowing their dance. Neural pathways lighting up. With restorative rest patterns, the science of sleep, and magic of time, blending perfectly. In this hushed moment, the caretaker's year in ritual watch as he brushes each gear with evergreen oil, sings to the frozen pendulum, places mistletoe berries in the offering bowl, where they glow with captured starlight, the transition chime as midnight approaches. The clock does something extraordinary. It chimes, backwards, each tone pulling energy from the past year to nourish the new one coming. In the hush between the last chime of December and the first breath of January, the clock performs its most sacred alchemy, the rebirth sequence. Watch closely as the great gears reverse momentarily. Stored summer light floods the chambers. A hidden compartment releases 12 seeds of potential, each containing a month's worth of starlight. A season's memory essence, the blueprint of perfect timing. Winter dream preservation. The clock's underside opens, revealing frost-kissed cocoons where winter dreams are, wrapped in silken moonbeams, labeled with sleeping breath patterns, stored in perfect cold, until spring's awakening, interactive renewal. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel this transition. In your own body, stem cells stirring, neural pathways preparing, your very DNA, anticipating renewal. The aurora connection high above the tower, hidden lenses track, solar flares, magnetic shifts, cosmic energy flows. When conditions are right, the clock sounds a special chime. Minutes before, the northern lights appear, giving villagers time to wake and wonder. Atomic alignment. Now imagine the clock's vibrations reaching your subatomic level, electrons slowing their orbits, quarks aligning spins, the space between atoms humming with potential. This is quantum rest, where true healing begins. The caretaker's first dawn. Observe the ritual, anointing the mechanism with melted snow, hanging a new dream catcher of spider silk, whispering hopes into the resonance chamber, or they'll steep, like celestial tea, the first chime. As New Year's light dawns, the clock produces a sound never heard before and never to be repeated, the perfect tone for this unique moment in cosmic history. The first thaw brings a new sound to the ancient tower as the great clock begins its spring awakening. The sap rising mechanism. Deep within the oak frame, maiden channels begin flowing. Maple-scented lubricants, crystal clear tree resins, a mysterious silver fluid, the earth's own heartbeat. These liquids adjust the gear tensions, polish the bearing surfaces, infuse the entire mechanism with renewed vitality Interactive spring alignment. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel your own. Circulation quickening, joints loosening, energy rising, unharmony with. Nature's resurgence. Winter's harvested wisdom. The clock now releases. It's carefully preserved. Cold weather insights. Frost patterns transform into musical notes. Stored shadows become ink for new stories. Every snowflake's unique structure is etched onto tiny silver plates that will guide next winters. Ice crystal formations. Cellular regeneration sync. Now the clock's vibrations. Right. Target your bodies. Stem cell production tissue repair cycles. Neurogenesis patterns. Each chime perfectly timed to your natural rebirth rhythms. The caretaker's spring duties watch as he cleans the light catchers with dew, replaces winter's wool with silk, plants tiny seeds. In the mechanism's crevices, that will bloom into living ornaments. The vernal equinox miracle, when day and night stand balanced once more. The clock performs its magic. It chimes continuously for exactly as long as the balance persists, creating a sustained note that vibrates through the castle stones, the village soil, every sleeping body, aligning all with spring's perfect rhythm in the hush. Between midnight and dawn, the great clock reveals its ultimate secret. It's a timeless mechanism. At the very center, behind all visible gears, lies a single, perfectly still, silver wheel. It does not turn. It does not count. It simply is. This is the heart. Not measuring moments, not chasing hours, but holding the eternal present, where all time exists simultaneously. Interactive cosmic sync. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel yourself expanding beyond minutes, hours, days, into the peace between stars, the silence between heartbeats, the stillness at the center, of all things, the ultimate alignment. Now the clock syncs with your brainwave's breath. Pulse until you realize you've always been part of this, a perfect mechanism, the caretaker's revelation. The old man smiles, placing both hands. On the clock's face, tick-tock is an illusion. He whispers the truth. Is the final chime boo-woo, a sound that begins in your toes, rises through your bones, fills your heart, expands your mind, then continues. Long after hearing stops becoming the clock, now you understand. The hands were never missing. They were waiting for you to realize you are the hands, we are the mechanism. This moment is all that ever exists. Eternal good night. The story ends where all true stories do, in that sacred space between wakefulness and dreams, where time means nothing and peace means everything. Rest now, not in minutes or hours, but in the eternal now, where the castle clock and your heartbeat are one.